Right now at noon, authorities say a Monette man barricaded himself with his young child after fatally shooting a woman.
We are warm and windy as we head through our Monday. Temperatures continuing to climb this week. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, area businesses prepare for last-minute holiday shoppers, hoping to find the perfect gift before it's too late.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Monette woman suffers a fatal gunshot wound in the parking lot of an apartment complex while the suspect barricades himself in a nearby apartment. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. Authorities found 30-year-old Hannah Blizzard deceased with a fatal gunshot wound Saturday afternoon. Monette police say the incident happened after a domestic dispute inside of their vehicle between Blizzard and this man, 33-year-old Alan Mello, with their child in the car as well. Police say Mello fired multiple shots at Blizzard and then returned to his apartment with the child. After numerous agencies responded, including Missouri State Highway Patrol SWAT, Mello surrendered himself without further incident. He is charged with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and child endangerment. Mello is being held with no bond in the Berry County Jail. Well, a Pittsburgh man dies after being struck by a car near Opolis early Sunday morning. The accident happened north of East 510th Avenue. Authorities say 37-year-old Nicholas Thompson was walking in the roadway when he was struck by a vehicle heading northbound. He was pronounced dead on the scene. The driver suffered minor injuries and was transported to Mercy Joplin. One arson suspect is arrested after a downtown Joplin apartment fire. Crews responded to the fire just before 4:45 Friday morning at the Zane Apartments on Wall Street. Responders searched the top floor for the source of the smoke in the 6-story building. Authorities managed to get residents out of the building. Police and fire investigators determined arson to be the cause of the fire. Authorities have since arrested this woman, 54-year-old Jody Reagan of Joplin. She's officially been charged with first-degree arson. Reagan is currently in the Joplin City Jail. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we had a cloudy start to the day this morning. You can see from earlier today, our camera downtown Pittsburgh, where we were just locked in with clouds. Those clouds, though, clearing and will continue to do so as we head through the afternoon and evening. MoDOT camera 20th and range line this morning, a little eerily empty. A lot of folks, school's not in session, and some folks maybe have the whole week off for the holiday, but still dealing with those cloudy skies. And if you have some last-minute shopping to do, temperatures are going to continue to stay quite warm. We started yesterday at 34. Made it up to 52. So you see the record in 2017 of 69. We could be getting close to, if not potentially breaking some records as we head through the next several days, including Christmas. And here's why. There's our average high, and here's where those temperatures go. Take a look at this, going into the low to mid 70s out there. As for the rest of this evening, clear skies until we get after midnight. Temperatures leveling out for a bit, but eventually falling into the low 50s. Our south winds continuing to gust overnight up to 25, and could get some patchy fog building in after 2 a.m. as well as some partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, temperature trend starts heading up. We're going to break it down for you in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Well, a Joplin ministry announces an expansion of its mission. The Higher Power Garage says it's closed on a new building on 4th Street. A spokesperson for the ministry says they are calling the new building the Empowerment Campus. The name reflects the ministry's mission of empowering men and women to take control of their lives through educational classes, job skills, and work readiness, as well as life skills. The shop and repair programs will continue at the North Schiffendecker facility. In addition to the new facility, the 5-year-old ministry also celebrated some big numbers. As of today, Higher Power Garage provided 714 repairs, more than $144,000 in free labor, and 48 low-cost vehicles in 241 classes just this year. Well, the Empire Market in Joplin is giving folks a chance to buy their homemade Christmas gifts by hosting their Christmas market. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
All kinds of holiday treats ready for stocking stuffers. We're just so excited for the holidays.
Just in time for Christmas, the Empire Market in Joplin hosts their Christmas-themed market. The market hosts over 50 vendors selling handmade crafts, homegrown produce, and more.
This time of year is really the highlight of the artisan quality and crafts that we have available and make great Christmas gifts. So coordinating that, they just let us know they want to be here, and we work with them to get an application approved. Everything is online through our website at JoplinEmpireMarket.com.
Hosting these events on weekends is also a way to help small business owners, artists, and food vendors establish themselves and keep money local.
When you are purchasing a locally crafted or locally sourced food, you're keeping income in our families within our neighborhoods and our local community. And so you're helping one another out. And so that, to me, is the spirit of giving.
In Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Now Empire Market will host a last-minute shoppers event called Tinsel and Tidings. That'll be on Christmas Eve from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. While in Carthage, Missouri, a few small businesses prepare for the holidays, with some opening earlier and staying later to help those needing last-minute gifts. The president of Carthage Chamber, Julie Reams, mentioned supporting local businesses does benefit the community. Businesses around the Carthage Square, like Serendipity and All Lathered Up, have a variety of products for everyone on your list. Well, Route 66 Centennial is right around the corner, and Joplin Convention and Tourism Bureau is working to make it special. KOAM's Ty Parks has the details.
The Mother Road, America's Main Street, turns 100 next year, and Joplin is planning a unique way to celebrate.
We looked at this about 5 years ago, what to do for the Centennial, and everybody's doing the concert, the car show, the different things on the streets. We want to be totally different. Also, the combination of the international artists extends our marketing effort, because now all these artists are also promoting back in their home countries their artwork.
The city hopes the art the artists create will be shared worldwide and draw more travelers to stop and stay longer in Joplin.
It's 20 paintings from across the route. It's just not Joplin itself. So the artists, we would give them some insight on what to paint and some themes we want to kind of pull out of the whole route, but they will be the ones that will do the interpretation. So it's really fun to see how they interpret Route 66.
If you have been around Joplin, you have seen some of the paintings already. More are coming in 2026.
We're already on the Cornell complex, on the outside porch of the Cornell. 10 of them are in Schiffer-Decker Park, on a dead-end part there on the south side of the park. And 20 of them will be on West 7th Street at 1717 West 7th Street.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Well, coming up next, the U.S. pursues another oil tanker connected to Venezuela, the latest on the ongoing operations. And later, we're making a white chocolate mousse cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The Trump administration is ramping up its blockade of sanctioned oil tankers entering or leaving Venezuela, as members of both parties in Congress raise concerns about whether the United States may be headed for war. Erica Brown reports from the White House.
A U.S. official tells CBS News the Coast Guard is in active pursuit of a third oil tanker connected to Venezuela. It comes after the U.S. military seized a second tanker over the weekend that the White House says was, quote, operating as part of the Venezuelan shadow fleet to traffic stolen oil.
This is another ship that was basically operating in the black market.
The Venezuelan government condemned the tanker's seizure, calling it a serious act of piracy. This latest escalation comes as the Trump administration accused Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, and his government of trafficking drugs into the United States. Last week, President Trump announced a blockade of sanctioned vessels going into or out of Venezuela. And in an interview Friday, he would not rule out a war against the country, raising concerns from lawmakers.
I consider it a provocation and a prelude to war, and I hope we don't go to war with Venezuela.
We should be using sanctions and other tools at our disposal to punish this dictator who is violating the human rights of his civilians.
But other lawmakers are backing the White House's pressure campaign against the Maduro government.
I support the idea of standing up to Maduro, and I want him to go.
A CBS News poll last month found most Americans are against military action in Venezuela, with 73% of those surveyed saying the Trump administration has not clearly explained the U.S. position on the matter. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
I'll bet you don't have the willpower to resist what I'm holding in my hand. If you do, you're a stronger person than me.
Temperatures continuing to climb, could potentially reach record levels this week. A full look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon on what started out as a pretty cloudy day for us, but skies beginning to clear, and they'll continue to do so as we head through the rest of the afternoon and into the evening before we see some clouds returning overnight. We're going to start, of course, with our look from downtown Pittsburgh, where again this morning it was just cloudy, and I know it looked a little bit dreary getting the day underway, but as I mentioned, the sunshine is making a return and will continue to do so as we head through the afternoon and again into the evening hours, and eventually we'll see clouds come back a bit overnight, could get some fog. Will also stay breezy. Now from now through late evening, say through 8, 9 o'clock, south winds will continue to gust upwards of about 30 miles an hour or so. And then late this evening and overnight, still breezy. They ease up about that much, going to 25 mile an hour wind gusts. Now as we head into tomorrow, again after 2 a.m., some partly cloudy skies, and we could have some fog across the area, maybe even some patchy dense fog. So if you're traveling locally, as I mentioned earlier, you may want to plan to leave a little earlier tomorrow because, again, if you're just, visiting family somewhere in our region, that fog could slow things down. You don't want to try and speed through it just so you can get to your family or friend's house on time. If you want to make sure you're there on time, plan to leave a little earlier because, again, we're going to have some fog out there. Now, once that clears out, we should have partly cloudy skies. Future Track sits earlier this morning has been kind of going a little gangbusters here on the clouds and the rain chances. Right now, we're not looking at any sprinkle chances, not even a sprinkle chance, and the clouds should be a little thinner in coverage than what we're seeing on Future Track. Now, they will start to pick back up, though, overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, and as we head through our Wednesday, we will have a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies, and by late morning into the afternoon, southwest winds could begin to pick back up across the area, and they're certainly going to pick up as we head into Christmas Day. We're talking some pretty gusty winds we're keeping an eye on for Christmas Day itself. As for the rest of today, upper 50s, low 60s, clouds will continue to decrease, and those south winds, as I mentioned, gusting upwards of 30. Into tonight we go, low 50s, maybe some upper 40s. And remember, the upper 40s are where our highs are supposed to be. Some patchy fog, partly cloudy, south winds continuing to gust to 25. Partly cloudy, some morning fog for our Tuesday, and eventually upper 60s, low 70s for our highs. South winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we head into Christmas Day, low to mid 70s out there for our highs. Down south could be a pinch warmer. So that's why I said, we're going to be pretty close to some records, if not breaking some records over the next several days. 62 to start, near 70 by noon. It's still fairly mild into the evening, near 70 by 6 o'clock. Partly cloudy skies and again breezy for Christmas Day. If you're traveling today and maybe you're leaving a little later, again, atmospheric river continuing to bring showers, thunderstorms out along the California coast. Heavy rain up into the Pacific Northwest, desert Southwest, warm and dry, low 80s. Colder up north, mid 20s. If you're looking for snow, we got winter storm watches for parts of Maine where they could see some substantial snow, 6 inches or more. At least for us, that's substantial. For them, maybe not so much. If you're traveling regionally today, upper 50s Omaha, we're going to go low 70s Oklahoma City, low 60s Little Rock, mid 50s St. Louis, some cloudier skies, otherwise not too bad for that holiday travel. As I mentioned, though, temperatures continue to climb, low mid 70s Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, still mild into Saturday. Temperatures will drop back a little bit next week starting on Sunday. They're still above normal, but a little cooler, and we've got some rain chances out there. Right now, not the world's greatest rain chances, but at least some rain chances as we head into next week.
It's still weird to see a Christmas that warm. Well, thanks, Chris. Stick around. We're making white chocolate mousse cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. If you're looking for a show-stopping treat for holidays, this recipe may be for you. You can give this cake a festive touch for the holidays, but you certainly don't need a special occasion to make this heavenly dessert. We're making white chocolate mousse cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We get lots of requests every year on our website and Facebook looking for recipes that are holiday special. After all, this is the time of the year to pull out all the stops. So we're sharing a to-die-for dessert that we just came up with. We begin by melting some white chocolate chips over low heat. Once they're melted, we add a couple of eggs and a few egg yolks and whisk that really well. Okay, we'll set that aside to cool while we finish beating together some heavy cream with a bit of powdered sugar until it forms stiff peaks. Now here's the part that makes this cake light and creamy. We gently fold the cooled white chocolate into the whipped cream. And to make this cake holiday special, we'll add a few chopped red and green cherries. To make this more cake-like, we pour this into a homemade crust, which is simply some crushed vanilla wafers tossed with a bit of butter. After leveling it off, into the freezer it goes until it's time for dessert. Maybe top it off with some dollops of whipped cream and a few cherries to give it a real festive touch. The recipe for our super creamy white chocolate mousse cake, along with our free Holiday Eat cookbook, is online now just in time to help you out for that last-minute finish. Consider it our gift to you, not you. I'm Howard with Kelly, in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where we're looking for more festive ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Again, mild today, upper 50s, low 60s, skies clearing. Breezy, some morning fog tomorrow, low 70s, low to mid 70s heading into Christmas. Breezy on Christmas Day and staying mild through at least Saturday. Temperatures next week, though, drop a bit, still above normal, but back into the 50s with at least some shower chances next week as well.
It certainly doesn't feel like December. Well, thanks, Chris. Coming up tonight at 5. It turns out being on the spectrum may not just apply to people. A British scientist says dogs can experience a form of autism, even though veterinarians won't formally diagnose it. Details on why that's the case. Plus, this holiday season, some families may be giving gifts that bark or meow. What experts say you should know before you gift a pet. And Pittsburgh city leaders address community transparency concerns following a special meeting. Join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.